Axona is a 3D cube-based puzzle game that sees you rolling around various grid-based levels, trying to pick up keys to match the faces of your cube, and therefore unlock the exit. There are two different ways to play Axona. The first, which is how I played it, is just try and solve the levels as best as you can. And sometimes that means brute forcing it through because levels are quite constrained and contained. And so if you try a fair few solutions, you might actually stumble across the right one, which happened to me on more occasions than I care to admit. But if you are a big puzzle fiend, and I know a few of you do watch this channel, there is also an optional crystal that can be collected in each level too, for getting the minimum amount of moves required to complete the level, like a perfect version of the solution. The best thing I can say for Axona and its strength is that it doesn't rest on its gameplay mechanic laurels. Initially, what you'll be doing is rotating around your cube so that you can then pick up the key, say like the orange cross or the blue square or the green circle, and you'll need to make sure that the faces match and then roll it over onto the key on the floor, which then unlocks the doors at the end. And once you've done that for all the symbols, you can then escape. But very quickly though, you'll realise that the game is set up to trap you, and so you'll have glass floor that you can only roll over once, hidden floors that you'll need to activate through a secret switch somewhere, or you might have conveyor belt floors that will push you around and not necessarily put you in the place that you want to be. Then there'll be warp pads and they'll be colour coordinated, so the orange warp will take you to the orange warp, and the pink to the pink, and the blue to the blue, and yellow to yellow, so on and so forth. Then there'll be rotational floor that when you land on it, it will push you, say, 90 degrees round to the right or clockwise. There's all different types of things, and they start to pile on top of each other, meaning that you have to really think and consider what's the best way to get around the level. But the levels never get so huge that you're left with tons and tons of options to try. And so again, you can come back to that slight brute forceness of trying to get through the levels as you go. That said, I did get planes stuck on a few occasions and had to park Axona and come back to it, and that's because there's no hint system. And the only other complaint I would say about Axona, because I really love the aesthetic, it plays well, and I thought the puzzles constantly evolved and adapted to the mechanics over time in a really well designed and thought out way, is sometimes I wanted to be able to rotate around the level in a full 360 degree to see every angle. And what you do get in Axona is a button to press to do like a 45-degree tilt. And what that does is it shows you where the faces are on your cube, which can be very helpful for knowing how to line stuff up. But it puts on this kind of X-ray vision graphical flair over the top of it that for whatever reason just didn't work for me. And so sometimes I just wanted to be able to see the level as it's beautifully put together in every other object of the game or part of the game, but just be able to rotate it. So yeah, this isn't one that kind of breaks the mold or does anything new or shocking or changes up gameplay mechanics and does anything revolutionary, but it's a well put together and well thought out addition to this 3D cube style minimalistic puzzle game. A little bit abstract, a little bit around trying to work out the best route around, but if you like your puzzle games, I think you'll spend a fair few hours getting through the 70 levels, and especially a few more if you want those perfect solutions.